into the bullshit, ladies and gentlemen.
Thalmor Radio. Ooh, 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 ooh. Thalmor Radio. Yeah, he's coming at you from the top. Oh no, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Thalmor Radio.
Thalmor Radio.
There comes a time in every man's life where he has to decide what's important to him and what is not. And ladies and gentlemen, I have decided to not do anything and to not make a decision. Welcome to the January 26th episode of Thalmor Radio. I am your host, Thalmor, and I got some shit to talk about that's interesting. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it's subjective. Certainly, if I was to tell someone off the street about the game, they would be like, "Get away from me, you weirdo." But that is to be expected. So, this is not on the itinerary, but I'm going to mention it real quick anyways. If you look to the right, you will see that Soup is online. He appears to be easing himself back into the community after his little hiatus. So that is really cool, and I'm happy to see Soup is online again and back. Change-Up cannot hear, but I think everyone else can. So, rip Change-Up. So, this shows I have a hard time limit. And that is 1 hour. At 10 p.m., I have to end the show. So I might have to rush through some stuff because I actually have a time limit. What happened is I did a D&D session with some new friends of mine Sunday night, and they said, "We're doing this again Friday." So I said, okay. Then, that's why, if you look at the announcements, I said that the show was being moved to 10 p.m. tomorrow. But I woke up today, and the Dungeon Master said that he was canceling. So I said, I'm doing the show tonight. Well, he uncanceled the session, and we are playing at 10 o'clock tonight. They're actually playing now. They're helping the newest party member make his character. But they were going to hold off until 10 until I was free. They are being very nice and working around my own schedule. But it's not my fault anyways, right? Because they like canceled and uncanceled. But that's what's going on. I am interested that Change-Up cannot hear. I wonder if I can assist him. He is not server deafened, so I cannot assist him. That is unfortunate, but oh well. Someone asked, we are. It's a Forgotten Realms campaign, and we're in the Shadowfell, and we all start at level 5. But I fucked up because I knew nothing of the Forgotten Realms or the Shadowfell. I'm used to playing in the Greyhawk setting, and so like the Shadowfell is a realm. It's basically kind of like hell, but it's not hell. The Underdark is like actually hell, but the Shadowfell, like the Drow reside there, and like there's lots of undead, and it's a realm where people's negative emotions are like amplified, and places in the real world will be mimicked in the Shadowfell, but they will be like corrupted and stuff. Like a church will be replaced by like a church to some evil deity. And you know what I fucking do? I create a paladin who is lawful good, who gets teleported to this realm full of undead, drow, and other evil creatures where like liches and vampires rule. Like, that was a really bad idea, guys. Really bad idea. But it's been working out okay so far, so we'll see what happens. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. So we'll see what happens at enforcing law. Well, like, yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, my paladin character is like freaking out constantly, right? Because he's like he just detects the evil all around him, and he's like, I'm surrounded by potential threats at all. Like, it's been really funny. But anyways, that's what's going on with that. But at 10, I have to fuck off because that's when we're playing. So I got 50. I gotta talk about like a schizo character. But yeah. So I got 53 minutes to get through 6 topics, so that's cool. But anyways, that's what's going on. The trial has been delayed again to next week because like 2 of the attorneys couldn't make it. So it's still going to happen, but it's going to be delayed again. So the trial of the Church of Adam is next week. For those who don't know, the Church of Adam is being put on trial, presumably for taking money from Alpha when they probably should have known Alpha was full of multis. So that's what's going on there. The trial is going to be tonight after the show, but that got canceled because the attorneys couldn't make it. But I would have to reschedule it anyways because the D&D session's back on. So whatever, and because I'm the judge, so that's what's going on. I have a bad idea, and that idea is I'm wondering how viable creating like a community hub for politics and war would be. I would create a website called Politics and War Community Archive, and I would host like a copy of all of the recordings that are done for every show. I would have an archive for like documents that got made, for like discussions, summaries of important events. It would be like a community archive, something that's more involved than like the wiki, but it wouldn't really be official either. Would you have episodes of Great Job with Kevin Charlie? No, this would be like an ongoing thing. If there are recordings of Great Job out there, I would add them. But if they don't exist, then yeah, I would host them, Kev, because those were really good. Then yeah, I would host those on there because it would be like I would put on the front page, presented by Thalmor, but it would be like I said, like a community thing. It would be for anyone. So I would like and maybe invite Hi Dude to write some stuff. So the challenges to this idea though is number one, it's going to cost money to create a website and host it. Not that much, maybe like $30 a month or something. Which ain't really a big deal for me. Challenge number 2 though is I know nothing about how to run a website. I have no web design skill. It would have to be like a drag and drop type website builder. So there are technical challenges to this idea, but maybe I could overcome that, especially if I partner with someone like Borg, for example. Challenge number 3 would be just labor, like downloading copies of every recording of every show ever and rehosting them. That'd be a lot of work, and I'm lazy. But I don't know. So it seems like a cool idea to me, but there are some challenges with it. I just felt like throwing it out there. So we'll see, I guess. JVH says, not if it's a low traffic site on my own server. I'll host free. Okay, thank you, GVH. I'll keep that in mind. a front-facing site thing. Just like, fuck, you're right, Kiwi. I can just do that. Websites do that all the time with everything. Yeah, that would be. But the thing is that I would want an independent archive in case the YouTube channel got shut down for some dumb bullshit. Because what's the saying? 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So having a second copy somewhere would be good. But you know what? I could just download them onto like a hard drive or something. Google Drive would help with that. Okay. So thank you guys. So I don't know, I'll give this some more thought to see how viable it is. But the important thing though is that what people would I want people to visit it, but I have to give them a reason to. Maybe I could also partner up with someone to make like a stats thing for the site as well. So like you got these video recordings, you got a stat thing, you got like articles and analysis of wars and stuff. That could be interesting. We'll see, I guess. Talk to Mad Max. He saw that shit. Okay, is Mad Max still around? I thought he quit. Did he return? Kind of. Okay. We'll see. There's certainly certain forum posts that are important, and we'll come back to forum posts in a minute because there's been a lot happening on the forums. So that's my schizo idea for like a off-site separate community hub for politics and war. Oh, and one of the other things too I would do is I would have like a flag, an alliance flag, like what's the word I'm looking for? Archive. So like regular alliances flags, Christmas flags, Halloween flags. There's something like this now already here in Thalmoria, but again, having something more official I think would be cool. So that's it for that topic. Uh-oh, I accidentally opened up Google Excel. I will now have to close it. All right. So, I got a case of heart farce. Please don't ignore my issue on air. Okay. Before I jump into my topics, I will play Dr. DeKev. What's up, Kev?
Oh, hey, buddy. So, yeah, I've got some like really like high temperature flatulence eking out, and I'm curious what's going
on. Okay.
Help me.
Hot farts. Have you tried taking a massive shit in the toilet and flushing it?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, what Kiwi says. Are you in our network?
I don't get it. Oh, like insurance network? Yeah, I think so. Do you accept Aetna?
Yeah, I think so. Do you? Yes, we do.
Okay.
We accept everything but Medicare because we hate old people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is your hot farts related to hot cakes?
Oh, you know what? That could be it. That could be it. I was just seeing how much time we could waste before people started dropping.
Okay, well, I've lost a quarter of my time already talking about websites, so I'm going to move on. Okay, so there's some shit going on with Politics and War Awards, which that they're happening, and I think there's going to be a big event tomorrow. Is that what's happening? Someone help me with that. I think tomorrow in the official Politics and War Discord, they're going to announce the winners. Is that what's happening? It's the 30th? It's Sunday. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was tomorrow. I thought I saw someone say it was tomorrow. So that person is spreading misinformation, and that's really bad. Because yeah. So I was nominated actually for a decent number of awards, and I'm actually winning in one of the categories. Let me see if that's still the case. I got nominated for some community and player stuff, like nicest player and best in-character contributor and maybe some other shit. Yearly awards. But the only one I'm actually winning it, which like that's expected. Like most people won't be nominated, and most people won't do well in the actual voting. But I am surprised to see I'm actually winning in one of them. I guess it's in the community ones, and it's one that I didn't expect. Biggest nerd? You would think biggest nerd, but I was, as of last night, I was actually winning the sexiest voice, and I still am. That is really something. But Morph is right on my little bumhole. He's right on my dumpster. He's 3 votes behind. This is not a call to action to vote for me, by the way. Like, if you want to vote for me, go ahead. I'm not asking you to. I'm going to let people have their autonomy and vote for whoever they want. A sentiment, a principled sentiment that is not true for many in the community, however, such as Eclipse. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to dunk on my own ally here, because Eclipse has different ideas. Come on. Upload. Upload, you pitcher. You are really bad, and I despise you because you would not do what I want. The 2 images. There we go. It's working now. So people in Eclipse really want people to vote for them. This one guy says, once you follow steps and have put in your vote, thumbs up the reaction so I know you've done it. And Sino says, hello, just noticed from Eclipse government that the awards have started. However, if you wish for your dearest and most beloved Alliance Eclipse to do well, it would be to your eternal credit if you were to vote for us in the following categories. Guys, I mean, who says that, right? Every AA is probably doing this. That probably is true. I don't like it, though, because it degrades things into a popularity contest. And that's gay. Almost as gay as GVH, to be honest. So don't do that, guys. Let people vote for what they want as they want. It's going to be popularity contest. Maybe. But for alliances to say, vote for this, it skews things. I don't like it. I don't dig it. But whatever. I digress. That's my moralism coming through because I am retarded and the 5G has melted my brain. But that's that. The real winner of the rewards is who is in 2nd and 3rd place. There you go. That's what you should look out for. Okay, I'm going to unmute Fame. So this Camelot shit, they talked about it Sunday, and I have not watched it, so I know nothing, even though the information's out there. Uriah, explain this bullshit that happened between Camelot and whoever else.
So, yeah, where to begin? So Camelot decided to hit Thunderstruck day after we signed TFP. I just recently became leader of Thunderstruck with Kills Bob, and Thunderstruck, of course, is a rebrand of Black Skies. So, yeah, we had a little spat over an alliance I was holding as an offshore called Winter. Winter was something that used to belong to Camelot. Excuse me. It was the alliance that Epi had formed to fragment Camelot because he didn't get leader, and that's how he got leader after we negotiated and all that. And when I left, I sent the offshore bank that we had held there back to Camelot, and I took Winter with me when I went to Ampersand. So long story short, months passed. A few offers were made. Epi had approached. He approached Hateby while she was head of IA for Ampersand to try to get it back for $1 billion. And then, there were other communications that, eventually went to, I said, no, I'm not giving it up, all that jazz. And now we lead to today, where I become leader of now Thunderstruck, and sorry, I'm pacing right now. And you know, Epi reached out to both TFP and Killsbot, trying to ask for Winter back. I messaged him, telling him to talk to me about it. Not happy that I was like going around to other people, trying to get it back, trying to go through other sides. He tends to do this. And then, after a brief, very short, very confrontational conversation, he claims we exhausted all diplomacy. And then what I find out is that we're being hit, and wars were starting to trickle in. I was the first one fully slotted. The war itself was, if you call it a war, was very, very brief. TFP brought us to a group chat to discuss peace. That was very short, very sweet, a little bit spicy, I guess. A lot of hard feelings there over that, but we eventually came to a peace agreement. So, yeah, he hit us over basically what amounts to a empty offshore in an alliance ID. That was from what he tells me it was symbolic to him, so that was the whole reason. So that's that.
Okay, because
Excuse me.
and Ebby doesn't like to voice chat on the recordings. He's free to type in text chat if he wants, but I don't know. It's just
Wonder why.
It's just such a strange move, though, to hit like the ally of your ally so quickly.
Yeah. Especially over. I agree with you there.
Well, I mean, for any reason, I guess, but I don't know. It's just we weren't informed he was becoming an ally. Okay.
Still doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I don't know. It was a really bad move. It was a real bad move, and I know Camelot, they made their own like response thread listing their own grievances with the fighting pacifists. Actually, let me go ahead and pull that up because that's part of the story anyways. But my initial reaction was to the drama was I wanted to see what the fighting pacifist was going to do, because the war didn't make sense to me. And I think Epi and some others were very quickly like, we exhausted all of our diplomatic options. This is what's left, or something. And there it is. There's the thread. And it seemed like to me the fighting pacifists would have been justified to hit Camelot pretty quickly. And I was worried. I don't want to say worried because that makes it sound like I have a stake in things when I don't. But I was weary at the idea that the fighting pacifists would let their ally get hit for seemingly nothing. And that didn't happen. It seems like there were some severe consequences for Camelot for this. I mean, they're being kicked out of the Johnsons, it seems.
Yeah, I mean there were worries on my side about fighting pacifist response to all that. There was a worry that they wouldn't make the move to actually drop Camelot for something obviously they should actually drop Camelot over. But then they finally made the move to do so. And that's a good move on them. And it was good that they actually negotiated the peace too, and moderated that to the best of their ability. It put them in a tough spot.
And my analysis was, this was going to determine who's really in control of the Johnsons, Camelot or the Fighting Pacifists. Because if you look at that whole block, those are the two only alliances with any kind of political capability. And the answer is strongly the Fighting Pacifists. So, and who are the two Fighting Pacifist people who came on a few weeks ago? Eric, and who was the other guy?
Ori.
Ori, yeah.
Ori. Those two, perhaps they're incompetent, but they seem to have integrity. So that's that's me bragging on them.
They're definitely
And so,
inexperienced. I'll put it that way. But they seem to be learning how FA works in this game. I think they stumbled in their first attempts at leadership there, but they're picking up back on their feet. And I think cutting Camelot is definitely the right move to start doing that. There's still a ways to go, though. Definitely.
yeah, so son of a bitch. Hold on. So let me skim through this here, Camelot's problems. So I guess that's really it. So Epi, where is Camelot going now that you guys are leaving the Johnsons? We're chilling. Okay. That's fine. Because you guys tried going paperless and then kind of pivoted to not really paperless, then quietly hooked up with the Johnsons, and now not so quietly leaving the Johnsons. But that's that, I guess. That's all I got, really. Does anybody else have anything to add concerning the Camelot Fighting Pacifist Johnson story that I need to go over before I move on to the topic? Well, I think that's it. All right, so the main topic of this week is a thread that Horsecock made. And that thread is called An Appeal to the Syndicate. And let's see. So, where to begin with this? First off, a disclaimer. I am a retard. I cannot speak on Horsecock talking about how the Syndicate has portrayed themselves in conducting foreign affairs. Guys, look, I can analyze events, I can give my hot takes, I can speculate, but the day-to-day, person-to-person realities of politics and war and conducting business in this game, that is beyond me, okay? I am not knowledgeable on that at all. So when Horsecock says that they are behaving in a way comparable to MPO, I don't know what he's talking about, and I can't really comment on that. What seems to have sparked this thread was apparently, now they take issue with this. Apparently, the Syndicate deleted their military, even supposedly in fights they were winning. As the Syndicate fights the Hollywood, the Syndicate has apparently, according to some, deleted their military and in a way given up the fight. They contest this, but Horsecock's thread has over he has almost 120 upvotes, and people from all over the game have been saying that they agree with him. So I am inclined to believe Horsecock when he says that the Syndicate has not been conducting themselves well and that they sold their military. And this thread has it's been fun. You guys know I like drama. Threads like this and the reaction to it is a big reason why I played this game. Okay? Years ago, Abyss. Now, for some of you are new. Abyss is a guy who is in Rose. He seems to have taken a step back from the game and has for a while. But in the earlier years of the game, Abyss was one of the biggest movers of politics in the game's history. He knew a lot of people, he had a lot of relationships, and he was a big influence. And um, he's a very smart guy. And people asked him, why does he play the game? Because like well, I won't go into his personal details. That's inappropriate. But people would ask him, why did he play this game? And his response was, because real life is boring. And I didn't understand that when he first. I didn't understand that answer. Now I do. Now I perfectly understand with his answer, and I agree with him. Real life is boring. That's why I play politics and war. And you know, although the salt is fun, there has been some high level, complicated back and forth over this thread. And in Ron and on Discord, there was some, Leopold was angry, was worked, maybe not angry, but was worked up and stuff. Others were as well. Um, Yang made a comment that was inappropriate. That got some people worked up. Mayor, he's kind of lost the plot. I think. I think he should leave the thread myself. I like Mayor, but you know, like on page 7, like he responds to Partisan, who has returned. This the tremors around this thread has caused the snake to rise up from the ground and to slither his way back to the community. But Mayor posted this big long response, and Partisan's response was, "Hope you're well. I'm going to ignore you," which was pretty base, to be honest. I made a really funny meme that I like that I will post here in chat. Let me see here. Let me pull it up. You guys don't understand how annoying it is to have your push to talk button be control. Because as you try to navigate your computer, everything fucks up because you're holding down control. Show chat is dead because people are listening intensely. I made a funny thread though about the syndicate. And I liked it. I got a bankruptcy stamp to the left. A truck commandeered by the United States Bankruptcy Court is hauling away the syndicate crown, and wrapped around the foot of each lion is a going out of business sign. I really like that image. That image took me about an hour to make because I accidentally deleted it halfway through making it. So, in response to this thread, there was a counter thread made. Now, official syndicate decision makers have responded to the thread a couple times, and I haven't really read those posts, so I won't address them. What I will go over though was a thread made by a guy named Sky. Now, Sky is flying a bit too close to the sun because he does have a nation. It's just not hooked to his account, so he might get cock slapped by Alex or the mod if he doesn't resolve this quick. I haven't reported him because I'm not a snitch, by the way, but I cannot speak for others. So if one of you go yell at Sky to link up his nation with his account. But Sky made a thread, and it's really funny. And a lot of people are laughing at him for making it because he doesn't really know what he's talking about. And I made a comment, which I stand by, which is Horsecock thread has broken some of you people, and it's actually pretty funny. A sentiment that I still hold 2 days later. Change your push to talk button to the tiled key. I will look at fixing that. Oh, a toggle? Oh, does it have toggle? I will go check this now because a toggle would actually be wonderful. Nope, voice activity and push to talk. I don't see a toggle anywhere. You will have to share this arcane knowledge with me because I am incapable of discovering it by myself. Tidal? Like a tidal wave? Is that how you pronounce it, Vice? Tilde?
Tilde.
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 Tilde. Thank you. Tilde. I don't speak Russian. I don't know why you guys expect me to understand these words that aren't really true. So, as you guys know, I like to, well, maybe you guys don't know, but yes, the snow's finally covering the grass. I was waiting for that. We finally have a proper snow. As you guys know, I like to make up little slogans against alliances when the zeitgeist turns against them. For the Syndicate, I have chosen the Syndicate is insolvent, ladies and gentlemen. The Syndicate is insolvent. And I don't have much else to say, really. I got a nice little joke from Zed. He gave a laugh react to my joke with the Syndicate going bankrupt, which is the right response. Guys, look, it doesn't take much for me to shit on people in this game, but it's usually in jest and good fun, and that's the same with the Syndicate. I'm dunking on the Syndicate here and there some, but it's not real serious. Like, and I'm happy that Zed was able to recognize that. And I don't think anyone else is taking it too hard either, because like Leopold and Shiho were also talking to me some, so that's good. I don't like making real enemies, folks. Fuck you in the horse you rode. You rose in on. Oh, that's a memeable thing, Vice. Oh, too late, Vice. I already screenshotted it. Too late, buddy. Too fucking late. But anyways, so like I said earlier, guys, I don't know anything about the Syndicate and like why people are thinking they've been shitty lately in foreign affairs. Can some of you people who are more in the know confirm that for me? Has the Syndicate actually been cringe lately for the past several months or whatever? Because I know nothing. They seem fine. Okay. It's what Vice has been saying. Okay. Well, Hollywood is taking them to task now. So I guess that makes it so all is right in the world. Especially if like Partisan comes back and Adam's been talking. And that's the other thing. Adam and Elite Canada, both of them are like core Syndicate people. They both also have come out and said that they agree with Horsecock about the Syndicate like changing for the worst. So that's interesting. And Adam might be coming back though. Adam might be coming back. Partisan most definitely is. And so that's cool. I like both of them. So they both can come back. And I don't have much else to say. I'm not impressed with Agent W though. I haven't talked to him personally, but from his forum postings, I haven't been very impressed with him. So, like in the recognition of hostilities, he said like maybe I failed, and I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. But we'll see. Yeah, I think Partisan is gonna, which I think is good because I think the meta has shifted. Like, I think he was really tired about how people kept swinging after the syndicate, but things are different now. So what was causing him so much, and also he's had a break. He's been gone for a while. So he's coming back. I think that's cool. If fucking Theo will come back, then we're really hopping and happening. But there you go. And that's all I got to say for the syndicate being insolvent. I hope bankruptcy court is good to them. I like how both the show's host and co-host knows nothing about the main drama. That is peak Thalmor Radio, ladies and gentlemen.
I legitimately, when we as Hollywood went against TS, I had no idea, and I in the in the Gov channel, I actually was like calling people out and saying I thought that the war was really dumb, and they were telling me that everyone else agrees with us, and I'm not 100% sure why, because I haven't read any of the thread and don't plan to.
Mm-hmm. Well, you paid Kills a fuck ton of money, like 2 days of income, to read it to you.
I know, and I still haven't actually watched that.
It's
how much apathy
it's
I
10
have
minutes
for this.
long.
I know it's too long. But what they told me is if I was in the back channels, I'd know more, which really kind of pisses me off because I don't want to be in the back channels. I'm all about public FA, and they're telling me if I want to have any, if I want to know anything, I have to go and DM leaders, which I feel like isn't that just being really annoying to the leaders? Like, I'm not going to just go out of my way and have a relationship with a stranger. That's something I would hate if someone tried to do with me. Like when Justinian started messaging me all of a sudden from TKR, I was like, who the heck is that guy? He used to be called Bojack at the time. It was like, why in the world is this guy messaging me all the time? It's kind of weird. Okay, my rant's over. Thanks.
Well, Zig, like messaging leaders and stuff, it's about establishing relationships. Like befriend people who are like Alliance Gov and like maintain those and like maybe you give them a little bit of information and then maybe they'll give you a little bit, be friendly with each other, especially if you're part of the same sphere or have like similar goals. Like it's about relationship building, kind of like sales in a way, B2B sales. But if it sounds like a lot of work, it's because it is. That's why I don't do it. That's why I'm not involved in actual. That's why I don't do politics, because I don't care enough to.
I don't mean a lot of work for me. I mean, like, if I was Tyrion, I would get pissed off at anybody DMing me because of how many people he must have to talk to on a daily basis. Like, imagine having 1,000 members that are trying to talk to you all at once, and then you have all the FA people, and then you have random people from Ron and from Thalmoria. It's kind of like how would I feel about that? Me as a nobody kind of gets annoyed when people DM me too much.
Well, it's a play style, though, Zig. Most people in this game have the play style of just being a member, and some of them like to fight, so they're part of a community that fights. Some of them just wants to grow their pixels, so they're part of a community that lets them do that. You got people like me who are just like entertainers. You got, and then you have a group of people who want to be decision makers and like long-term politicians. And Tyrion is like that. Tyrion probably wouldn't be irritated because I think it's pretty clear from his time as the leader of TI and what TI has done. Like, he wants to be a political figure, and part of that is having lots of relationships and managing those relationships. So he probably wouldn't mind. You probably would mind because that's not your play style. And what kind of play style you adopt is based on your personality. But anyways, There we go. Yeah, and business people. We'll see. That's another play style. It's probably the best play style, truth be told. If being an entertainer isn't, because I'm pretty happy. And I make others happy, which makes me even more happy. All right, so let's talk about my final topic, which is I made a thread right before the show, and I will go post a link of it to it here. I gotta navigate to it first, and that is exceedingly difficult because of my control key being down. So, this is my thread. It's a very pretty thread. I spent about an hour making it. Return to the OWF, fellow Orbisons. And it's me asking people to return to the forums and to bring back high level, complicated political discussions to the forums. So this is your homework, Thalmorites. Go to the wiki, go to a global that happened in either 2016, 2017, or 2018. Right, Ken? I will shove my cock down your throat. Find a global from those 3 years, go to any of the threads, primarily a thread that was made by either like one of the main parties, like Rose or the Syndicate or New Pacific Order, and read the thread. Because if you do that just a few times, you'll find a really busy thread that's just full of walls of text, page to page to page. Because that's what this recent forum spats with like Horsecock and the Syndicate and people, like that used to be very common. And now it doesn't really happen. And I think it's because people would have those discussions because they were very emotional in a good way about what they believed. And in a way, the current meta is like neutered, and you don't really have that same energy. And I think that's basically because people have like PTSD from what MPO's last time did. The current meta is a reaction, a strong reaction to what we had during that war and what was going on. And I don't think that's bad, but one of the side effects of this change has been people aren't as spirited anymore. Like, yes, people do get worked up. There is still drama. There is still toxicity. But we live in a much different time than what was going on, say, 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And although I think it's probably healthier and better, it's like how, I don't know, it's like being in a padded room, you know? And I think that's okay. I think the meta will probably eventually evolve back to being toxic as the years go on, just the natural evolution of the culture of the game and whatnot, and of people's own minds. But you do miss out on those very entertaining, very informative discussions that used to be public, which now I think mainly happen in like Discord DMs and embassies and group chats and just in other servers that people aren't of. These same discussions are happening like in the shadows, away from the broader community. And there's a time and place for that, but I think more of it could be brought out to the public. And I think the community, myself, you, others, would stand to benefit from that because it's part of the game. Just like how memes are part of the game, just how serious discussions, like from Hi Dude or something, those are part of the game. These complicated, energized, long-form discussions with walls of text, That's also part of the game, and that's missing right now, and I don't think it has to be that way. Vice says it's fine if there's actual meat on the bone. Some people just breathe hot, empty air on the forums to waste time and space. But what if like the guy is really dumb? Then you get a lot of stuff to laugh at. That can be entertaining. So I'm not sure if I'm convinced of that. Cola says, I think it's more of shifting the meta back while trying to avoid the events that led to MKOs last time. Yeah. And that is at the back of my mind some. What if Horsecock's thread and the discourse around it is, in a way, the start of going back to that? And like if 3 years from now we're in a rough spot again. But I don't know if that's avoidable, and I'm not sure if it should be avoided. Because that's a big what if, that's a big what if. And but a lot of that drama and toxicity was because of New Pacific War, was because of Goons, was because of Black Knights. No, as best I can tell, I cannot look into the hearts of people, guys. I am not a fortune teller. I am not a seer. Okay, I'm not a wizard. I can't look into the hearts and minds of people. But from what I can tell, nobody is trying to win the game. But a lot of people do want to stop others from winning the game. MPO and Black Knights, they wanted to win the game. That's really what MPO's last time was about. It was about, in a way, it was outsiders trying to destroy the politics of our community. Because MPO predates politics and war. Goons, they're from something awful, which predates politics and war. Really, that war was people from outside the game trying to get people to quit. They were trying to destroy the community as outsiders, and that's what's happening now. So I don't know if like we really will get to that point, just because people like. You're not going to kill your own family member, right? You might kill like someone from another state or another country. You're probably not going to kill your own family member or your own countryman. Probably. But I'm getting this scope of discussion is getting way outside, I think, what maybe it should be. So Voodoo aren't that bad. Gotta leave some space with the hanging Pepe. So that's my take on all that. I hope we can have some more high-level discussions happening because those are really fun. And that's all I got to say, I think. That's this week in news. The awards are Sunday. Thank you to those who have voted for me. I appreciate it. Once again, I'm not asking you to vote for me. Vote with your heart. Vote with your heart. But thank you those who voted for me anyways. Camelot is getting kicked out of Johnson's for hitting AC/DC. The Syndicate is insolvent and use the forums more. That is this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I gotta go in 7 minutes. I will spend the next 7 minutes talking about dumb real-life news. So if you're here for Politics and War, now is the time to leave. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next week. They really want us to fight Russia. And I will not fight Russia. Guys, if there's a draft, like, I'm going in the woods. I'm going in the cave, okay? Like, I'm taking my rifle with me. And when they send the lab-grown, like, mutants to come arrest me for not being a part of the draft, I will shoot at the mutants, okay? They're only going to be 4 foot tall with 70 IQ, but they're going to send like a vein of them at me. That's why you need an AR-15. Why do you need... There's the gun control question, right? Why do you need an AR-15? To shoot the draft enforcement mutants that the UN sends after me when I'm in the woods hiding, drafting, dodging the draft, okay? This is common knowledge too, by the way, okay? If you don't know this, get with the times. But yeah, I'm not like, I would have to talk to my lawyer. I have a lawyer because I do some business. Well, I'm trying to do some business. I'll have to ask him, like, how do I dodge the draft? Maybe I could break my legs. I already broke my leg once. It sucked. I don't want to do it again. But if I could avoid the draft by doing it, I would do it. I'm not dying. I'm not dying for Raytheon. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not dying for Lockheed Martin. It's not going to happen. I feel like talking about it on a recording may hurt your chances. I mean, they're not going to see it. They're not going to see the recording, okay? I don't think yet I have a federal agent monitoring my social media presence. I don't think I'm at that point yet. I don't think... I could be at that point. I don't know. I don't think I am. That's okay. There's got to be some way to dodge the draft. Because they couldn't... I was reading about it out of curiosity a couple nights ago, and, like, they couldn't even enforce the draft during Vietnam. Like, hundreds of thousands dodged. They only prosecute, like, a few thousand. So, in modern America, with such a strong anti-war sentiment, I don't think they'll be able to do it. And the courts are already backed up. From COVID, from the shortages of judges, like, the courts are already backed up. You know? But I digress. But I'm not dying for Russia. I'm sorry. I'm not, my heart's not there, okay? The corporations and the politicians have turned this country into an open-air brothel and wet market, and I'm not dying for it. I'm sorry. I'm not dying for it. Not going to happen. Sorry. My heart's not in it. Yes, Lysander, that was going to be my next thing. There is a fucking massive, like, death road caravan of Canadian truckers and their supporters who are driving across Canada in protest of the vaccine mandate. So Canada is having a new law, rule, mandate, whatever the fuck, where you have to be vaccinated to drive a truck across borders or some bullshit, right? And they're not happy with this. Truckers in particular don't want the vaccine, which I find interesting. And to protest it, they're having a massive... The corporate press, their first thing was to ignore it. Then they spun it as, well, they're protesting how the government's not doing a good job keeping the roads nice and safe. And now it's like... Now it's gotten to the point where they're just outright, like, calling them fascists and Nazis and stuff. So that's pretty funny. Actually, no, I'm lying. There's this, I think it's this Canadian dude who makes political art, and he drew these trucks and the word fascism on the side. He's calling them all fascists, which I think is funny, because, like, I don't know how you interpret in good faith people who oppose a government, like, mandated medical procedure as, like, to me it seems like you could argue that's fascism, to mandate people get a medical procedure to keep their job. But I don't know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Yeah, Canada is fucked, guys. Canada is fucked. If you're in Canada, move to the U.S. The U.S. is doing good. You know, like, when I'm in Lexington, like, in some buildings I have to wear a mask, but, like, life has returned to normal in most places. Outside of, like, blue cities and blue states. More blue cities. I even think there are areas in blue states that are fine. Like, if I live in rural Kentucky, I wouldn't know anything was going on, because life has just returned to normal. That's it, guys. I wish I could talk a little bit more about real life stuff, but it's... Biden called a reporter a stupid son of a bitch, and that got transcribed as part of the thing. So that is in the official White House record. That's the final thing. He calling this reporter a stupid son of a bitch. And that is really, really funny. Can I find it? fuck, I don't think. Is it on my phone? I don't think it is. I'm looking really quick because I gotta go. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta hop in the call for D&D. Nope, I
Bye.
can't find it. That's unfortunate. Yep. Okay. Kills Bob. Play the theme. End the recording when the theme is done. Let's go. Why is it muted? It's not server muted. Why is it muted? That's really weird.
Rip.
Thalmor Radio. Boop, boop, boop. He's coming at you from the top. Oh, no, he won't stop. Thalmor Radio. Do. Good night.